If 2021 is as good as 2020 was bad, what will we see happen in 2021? Cure for cancer. Far as I'm concerned, this would be the correct answer. The main reason 2020 is a cluster duck is due to corona. Most people are putting stuff that would be the opposite of all the bad of the last century, not just 2020. They would release PC2. Chess gets an update. There is 5D chess with multiverse time travel. Like $5 on Steam, I think. Pretty fun game. A cheap, effective way to recycle all plastic, because life is so much easier if we can use it. I'm trying really hard to go zero waste, but it's not easy. And although I know that I'm not saving the world by reducing plastic and single-use items, I'm going to keep doing it. This is the right attitude. This is the way. The coronavirus vaccine provides some level of protection against other coronaviruses that cause the common cold, hitting two birds with one stone. Edit: in case you want to comment two birds stoned and feel really clever, there are currently about 50 guys ahead of you. Someone finally cracks nuclear fusion, and we start to fix climate change. Gotta push this back 30 years again. If it's really efficient, we could use the extra energy to make carbon capture machines, after offsetting all the fossil fuels. Then, it doesn't really matter. Cure for cancer. Cute for AIDS and an Outcast reunion tour. Since when AIDS is cute? It's not. Yet. This said by a happy alien sounds a little unsettling. I'll beat cancer. Edit: Jesus Reddit, thank you for all the love. I really mean it. Also, don't buy me silly awards, donate to cancer research. I'll get insanely happy. Edit: I am so overwhelmed with response. Thanks for all the awards and upvotes. I really want all you to get happy too, not just me. Or just insane. Few more months of quarantine and we are all set. We will discover that we are not alone in the universe. We will learn this because they will fly down and tell us they were watching from afar, and that they thought we needed a hug after watching the disaster 2020 had become. Aw, a hug from an alien. How comforting. I'm here for you, bro. Username checks out. You know that episode of Futurama where Fry gets a bunch of intelligent space worms and they make him super smart, ridic strong, and even heal his wounds and stuff? That happens but for everyone. Even better if there's no worms. My headcanon is that the worms were actually a dangerous parasite that were slowly hollowing Fry out and were going to take his body and destroy his brain. The benefits he got were just the worms preparing his body for the takeover, and all this is why the professor tried so hard to get rid of them. Because otherwise, why the hell doesn't everyone have these guys? I think it's fine how it was. The worms made him better, but clearly someone that he wasn't. Leela finally fell in love with him, but he realized it wasn't him she was in love with, it was the creatures that now control him. He chose to be his flawed human self rather than a perfect symbiotic host human. I actually think the fact that the worms weren't damaging to Fry made it an even better moral struggle. Is it better to be loved for someone you're not or not loved at all? Great episode regardless. He realized it wasn't him she was in love with, it was the creatures that now control him. Is it better to be loved for someone you're not or not loved at all? Part of the reason I love Futurama so much is how this isn't even exactly how it happened. It's how Fry interpreted the way things were. I know Leela says, I love what you've become, but at the same time, this isn't a different Fry. The worms weren't mind controlling him. It was more like they gave him the ability to be his best self. By taking care of his muscles, they made him stronger. By reversing the brain damage from everything Fry does, they made him smarter and gave him impulse control. Fry was intrinsically always the person portrayed in the worm episode, but it wasn't exactly his personality. They would have repaired his brain and he would have been taken over with mind control by the Dark One. Knights of the Old Republic 3 edit. Holy shit, this blew up. Thanks for all the awards. May the Force be with you. If this happens, I'm going to cry. If it happens next year, it means it's made by EA and only really KOTOR 3 in name. Let's face it. Whatever KOTOR 3 was going to be had died like Darth Plagueis. Imagine God just comes from a stairway and says, sorry, my creation department had a leak, it's all fixed now. 2020 is the gas leak year. That's why I'm seeing everyone as puppets. George R.R. Martin finally releases The Winds of Winter. Okay, that is a bit too optimistic. X200B, edit, what imbecile gave me a gold award for this shit? Yeah. Maybe pick something realistic like world peace. Those posts that say share this photo of $1 million to have it appear in your bank account will start working. Leading to runaway inflation. Benevolent Super Eye. Cures cancer. Reverses climate change. Creates foglets out of nanotechnology to deal with pollution and bring in a post-scarcity world. We want Ohio. Love, Death and Robots reference. Great show if so, and don't hear a lot about it. It's a fantastic show. Every short episode could be made into its own movie. I think Sunny's Edge would lose a little bit if it was made into a full movie. It's just the right length it needs to be to tell the story that it tells. Nothing extra, nothing missing. I actually disagree, it was really heavy-handed in dumping all the necessary information in because it was so short. I think it could be a magnificent story told over a full-length movie that explores the situation that surrounds fighting avatars, the role that Smug Poss plays, character development for Sunny. Yeah, I really just want a really long slow burn lesbian tryst, thanks. Sunny's Edge is a short story by Peter F. Hamilton loosely set in the universe of the Nightstone trilogy in case you wanted a much larger exploration. Transcending to the stars as a whole human race. Except Clark, she gets left behind. And the 12 others that can't have kids ever again. At least Teresa dog. But the dog gets lost. Oh no. Common sense actually becomes common. That would probably put me out of a job, as a customer service rep. No, it wouldn't, but it would stop people from being ever-loving pieces of shit to you. They would be thankful for your help, and in turn, you'd more likely go the extra mile for them. Agree? They'd be friendly, affably, humble, and willing to admit they're struggling to understand something. They'd take instruction and then say they get it or don't, but either way, they'd thank you for the help. And the angry ones would maybe shout and rant a bit but then apologize, say they realize it's not your fault and then maybe listen to instruction or advice. Worst case, they go away and rant some more at someone or something else because you can't do anything except give them the complaints hotline or something. A low-cost, low-calorie, nutritious, tasty dietary supplement that acts as an aphrodisiac and a birth control. Drink the sperm. Uncle? No, but I can be. Aliens show up and they're actually total brothers, give us the cure for all diseases, show us how to do cold fusion, how to harass dark energy as a power source, show how to travel through space and time, give us crazy mind expanding alien drugs, oh and also they have two sexes and they're both really hot and horny for human mating. All this crazy alien sex and mind expansion causes all humans to finally live in harmony and we get accepted into the Galactic Federation of Planets, finally. Harass dark energy, you say? Harass dark energy, you say? Grab it by the scalar field. When you're an up quark, they just let you do it. You'll find a job career that's sustainable and I love, you'll meet someone that I fall in love with and you'll be happy. But that won't happen. I hope it happens for you. I'm rooting for you. I feel similarly, but we can't give up hope. This gives me strong I also choose this guy's wife vibes for some reason. All babies affected by corona turn into the Avengers. Avengers, don't assemble, stay 6 feet apart. Avengers, disassemble. I love you 3,000 feet away from you. I can't get past the feeling that 2021 is going to be way worse. The thing that worries me more than anything is that we shall all find out in the next decade or so that on the grand scale of things, 2020 was a mild discomfort compared to how bad it could be. I share the same concern. The thing is, the 20th century was one goddamn unprecedented nightmare after the other for at least half the time. Most of us on Reddit are just too young to have experienced the main events: World War I, Great Depression, World War II, Cold War-related wars and oppression, and Born in a country that was more quickly insulated from problems and benefited from global inequity and rapid technological development. There's no good reason yet to believe the 21st century should be significantly better. I mean, the first 20% of this century have been pretty sweet compared to the 20th. You're right, really it's just been harder than the previous 20 years had been, so everyone is upset about it, lol.